This is the Melgeek Pixel, the world's first customizable LEGO compatible mechanical keyboard. It also has probably the coolest packaging I have ever seen. Inside the box you'll find this piece of card which has the instructions printed on the back, a bunch of smaller boxes that each contain LEGO tiles that you can use to customize both the front and the back of the keyboard, which you'll see later in the video. We also get this cool looking USB-C cable that has a brick design on it to match the rest of the keyboard. There's also a keycap remover tool as well. And finally, the keyboard itself. Wow, this thing is pretty cool. Now I can definitely see this keyboard being very popular among LEGO lovers. In fact, I'm really surprised that it's never been done until now. It's a really cool concept. As you can see, the chassis has studs all over it, which you can attach all sorts of LEGO bricks to. The outer edges come with these transparent stud plates pre-installed, although these are removable in case you want to just build on the base layer. Even the keys themselves have studs on them, so you can technically decorate these as well, although each one does come with a transparent top layer with printed pixel text on it to fit with the LEGO theme. There's also a few different colors available as well, and I'll make sure to put them up on the screen so that you can check those out. I'd say this one would be good for those looking for a more classic LEGO look with its bright and bold primary colors, while the other two have a slightly more pastel aesthetic look to them. Now, while this is technically a 10 keyless board, the footprint is still actually closer to a regular full-size keyboard since you do have the extra borders around the keys for customization. Now, speaking of customization, there is also a lot you can do with the board. Both the front and back are fully customizable, so whether you just want to use 1x1 tiles to change the color or make cool designs, or if you want to go all out and build an entire LEGO set on the side of it, you have lots of options. In fact, Melgeek have gone a step further here and made a website specifically for the purpose of sharing designs. So you can now go on here, pick one you like, and it will open up a customization tool. From here, you can either use it as a reference to copy the designs onto your keyboard, or you can use it to further customize the design for your personal preference. It's nice that they actually went through the trouble of making this website. It definitely makes it a lot easier to get inspiration and plan out your designs on your keyboard. With that being said, you only get a limited selection of tiles included in the box, so if you're wanting to do one of those more adventurous designs, you'll need to purchase others elsewhere. I kind of wish Melgeek had a checkout built into the website so that you could pick a design, customize it, and then have all the necessary parts added to the basket so that you could order them. But I'm not really sure what Melgeek's plan is regarding this, whether they're going to sell pre-made theme packs or tiles, or if you'll ever be able to order the tiles at all, but it seems like a pretty good idea for people that want to customize their keyboard. But moving on, let's talk about the build quality and specs. So obviously the outer chassis is plastic, although overall it is still a fairly rigid feeling frame. Now, this keyboard is using a gasket style mounting system, so do expect some extra flex on the top plate as well as a slightly more bounce during typing. For those of you not familiar with the gasket mount system, basically they use rubber material between the plate and the keyboard housing, so it has a slightly more cushioned feel since the plate isn't just mounted directly on top of another piece of solid metal. As for switches, the sample I've got here comes with pre-installed Kale Pixel T's. They're also selling it with Kale Pixel L switches, which is the linear version. Now, if you like the design but want different switches from the base models, you will be pleased to know that the switches are hot swappable, and Melgeek do offer several different switches sold as add-on packs that you can swap them out with. Now, when it comes to typing, the experience is a little different. It's going to take some time to get used to. Josh and I found it quite difficult to type on the first couple of tries that we did. You can see in this picture how the profile of each keycap looks compared to traditional keycaps. Every single keycap has the same profile, so it's a very uniform feel, but lacks the ergonomics of a traditional style keyboard. In this regard, I would definitely recommend it more as a collector's item than those of you looking for a super comfortable ergonomic typing experience, unless you do decide to change out the switches and the keycaps for your own personal ones. With that said, there's not too much wobbling going on around the stabilized keys, and the feel itself is quite satisfying. I'll give you guys a sound test so that you can hear what the included switches sound like, as well as the overall sound of the keyboard. Now, when it comes to connectivity, you've got 3 options. You can use it wired with the included USB Type-C cable. For wireless, you have both the option to connect it via Bluetooth or via the included 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle, which you can actually store inside the keyboard when you're not using it. The mode switch for all 3 of the modes is located on the rear of the keyboard. In Bluetooth mode, you can activate the pairing by holding FN and pressing the number key. Now, one thing we haven't talked about yet is lighting, and unfortunately, it does not have actual backlighting on the PCB board, but it does have 4 indicator LEDs located just above the arrow keys that show which mode the keyboard is in. And there is also some LEDs built into the exterior of the keyboard for decoration. Again, you can press FN and W here to go through the different lighting presets and adjust things like the speed of each effect. Now, personally, I would have preferred to just have the backlighting on the keys since the exterior lights don't really provide any functional value, but I guess it does add a little bit more of a visual appeal to the keyboard itself. Now, pricing wise, it's currently available for an early bird special of $189, and I'll make sure to drop all the links down in the description below if you guys want to check it out and pick it up, and you can see the current pricing as well because it's been changing a little bit. It's definitely quite a niche product. I wouldn't see people picking it up that are average consumers, more people that like Legos and are avid keyboard collectors like myself. Overall, it's a really cool keyboard, and the one thing I'm sure is that Lego enthusiasts will definitely jump on it. Just do bear in mind that it will take a while to get used to if you're typing on it, since the keycaps are a lot different from what most people are typing on. With all of that being said, let us know what you guys think down below in the comments. Will you pick it up? Is it something that you would be interested in? And drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you in the next one. If you guys stuck around for the whole video, we brought some extra MYLO clips for you guys because you really wanted to see him. Isn't he so cute? Say hi to everybody. Hi.